Hello everyone, before this video starts, I would appreciate if you guys would leave a like and subscribe, since your support means the world to me and allows me to make these types of videos. Now let's get into the video. Okay, great. I finally put down the People magazine and approached the front desk. A man sat behind a plexiglass counter and typed away on his computer. At least I think it was a man. The glass was so heavily frosted, I could only make out a flesh-colored blob. Which office do I go to? The blob shifted in its seat. Its voice sounded distant and muffled. Down the hall, to your right, room 091. I did as instructed and walked down the empty hall, passing by room 001. For the next 90 rooms, I simply walked forward, admiring the cleanliness of the hallway's design. Each office had a sliding glass door and a stylish wood paneling. I reached 091 and went inside. The door automatically closed behind me. It was a typical doctor's office with an examination table, some cabinets, and a poster of the human nervous system. I sat and waited. Through the glazed glass door, I saw a figure approach and knock on the glass. Hello, I'm the doctor. I almost wanted to laugh. Yes, hello, I'm the patient. Due to protocols, I cannot come in. All right. We'll have to talk through this door. Just like the receptionist, the doctor was nothing more than a blurry shadow. The shadow moved over and tapped on the wood paneling outside the office. On the inside where I sat, a slot popped out of the wall. It was a transaction drawer, the kind you might see at a gas station late at night. Inside was a clipboard with a survey attached. Please describe the symptoms you've been experiencing. I grabbed the clipboard, filled everything out, and articulated my disorder as best as I could. This is going to sound absurd, but it feels like I've been trapped in this doctor's office my whole life. Like I know I had a life before this, with a husband and family, but I don't know when that was, or how I got here. The doctor's silhouette stood motionless behind the glass. I've come here yelling and panicked many times, but I'm just going to speak to you honestly now, one person to another. Please, give me something to jar me. Some kind of upper. If you could just prescribe me an intense stimulant of any kind. I put my face up flush with the glass to get a better look at the doctor. Then maybe I could get jolted out of this daze or whatever this is, please. The blurry darkness nodded and scribbled something on a small pad. It was fed through the drawer. The paper read, FMO Dexotrol, second cabinet, ingest full bottle. For the first time in what felt like many, many months, I had received a different instruction. I got goosebumps, my breath shortened. It took all the willpower I had to remain calm and not show excitement. Thank you. Once the doctor's footsteps faded away, as they always did, I tore the second cabinet open and spilled everything to the ground. I found a bottle of yellow pills. I cradled it against my chest. Tears streamed down my face. Was this it? My escape? I opened the cap and popped half the pills into my mouth. Then I ran the sink, filled the bottle with water, and chugged the rest. This was either going to kill me, comatose me, or finally shock me out of this nightmare. I laid down on the examination table and within seconds got the jitters, the kind you get when you've had 4 coffees too many. My heart beat in my eyes. My jaw became a vice grip. I could feel a tooth cracking from the pressure. Wake up, wake up, wake up! Claustrophobia sunk in. The walls seemed to breathe. As much as I wanted to let my brain drift off and reset, my body was twitching impatiently. I had to go for a run. Whipping the slide door open, I bolted back down the hallway past several more rooms. 096, 097, 098, 099. The hallway opened up into a large waiting room filled with several empty chairs, a big center table, and many more copies of People magazine. Would you like to book an appointment? The blur behind the front desk asked. I ignored the question and kept running, past an identical hallway with 100 more sliding glass doors. The banality was sickening. Nothing ever changed. I had long ago accepted that I must have gone insane. Without stopping, I ran until I burst through the new 091 office in this hallway. I likewise ripped through the second cabinet. There was another bottle of yellow pills. Do I take the whole thing? Double the dose? My hands decided for me. They clawed off the cap. I swallowed the whole thing like a rabid animal and left the tap running. Wake up, wake up, wake up! I ran past the remaining offices into another waiting room, an identical copy of the thousands of others I had seen. I approached the plexiglass at the front desk. Would you like to book an appointment? The blob's voice came from the bottom of a well. Yes, I'd like to book a fucking appointment. I want to see my family again. I slammed the glass with both fists. The blurry figure didn't seem to care. All right, let me see. I may have an availability in a few minutes. Screaming, I threw a chair at the reception. It bounced off the glass. I threw another. It did the same. Losing my shit wasn't entirely new, but these drugs had now given me what felt like a limitless supply of energy. A nuclear reactor had grown inside. I overturned every chair in the waiting room. Magazines fell to my feet. Jennifer Aniston's face stared mockingly at me. Top 10 dresses at Cannes 2016. I grabbed one more chair and performed a full spin before throwing it at the reception again. We've got a spot. The doctor will see you now. The chair bounced off the plexiglass and flew back at my face. Asterisk, asterisk, asterisk. I awoke with wires attached to all parts of me. My eyelids felt like boulders. There was sunshine creeping into the room. It might have been morning. Mom, is that you? Is Mom awake? Oh my God, is she moving? Person-shaped blobs surrounded all sides of my bed. I waited for the blurriness to leave my sight, but after fully opening my eyes, my vision felt fine. I could count each individual slat on the Venetian blinds. I could make out the thin green lines on the EKG monitor. Somehow it was just the people that remained blurry. She may not be able to talk for a while, one of the blobs said. Their voice sounded like it was coming through a broken phone. She was out for quite some time. The other voices agreed, sounding equally muffled, indistinguishable from each other. She can take all the time she needs. The closest blob intertwined its murky limb with my fingers. It must have been Derek, my husband. I hadn't seen him in what felt like years. Don't worry, honey, we'll take care of you, my husband shape said. He sounded like he was speaking through a tiny distant phone. I tried to make out his hair, his cheekbones, or even his shoulders, but it's like his entire image had been distorted, drowned at the bottom of some murky lake. I think I burst into tears. I can't remember. Asterisk, asterisk, asterisk. It's now been several years since the incident, and my voice still hasn't come back. I've posted this story to see if anyone else has had to cope with anything similar. I've since returned to my old house and found pictures of the woman I once was. She was always smiling, always grateful for those around her. That's sadly not me anymore. Everyone in my life is a smeared, indiscernible shadow. Everyone's voice has now devolved into a lost, garbled murmur. Communication is useless. I can't make out words. I can't tell my kids apart from each other, or their friends. I can't tell my husband apart from the folds of my bed. Each night when I go to sleep, my husband holds my hand tightly to show that it's still him. I always appreciate it. He's been very understanding about the situation. I wish I could show the same affection back, the same genuine care, but it's impossible. As we turn off the lights, his Gaussian blurred face always comes close to mine and mutters something soothing in a gentle tone. I can never tell if my husband is trying to nuzzle me, wink at me, or kiss me. I never know what to say back. I simply squeeze his hand back and stare in his general direction, hoping that it's towards his face. I can't even see his eyes. Thank you for watching the video fully. Please hit the like and subscribe button, since I could not make these videos without your support, and it means the world to me.